showtime.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Tall Man Cruise Adventures Show live. We are coming to you from Tall Man Mobile somewhere here in Central Florida. I am your host, Robert, a.k.a. The Tall Man. This is my lovely co-host and wife, Lisa, a.k.a. Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that. And as we mentioned, we are coming to you live tonight from Tall Man Mobile. The other night, we were on the Magnifica. We kind of snuck a little 4-day in on there and surprised everybody. We weren't supposed to be there. We were supposed to be on the road, but we're going to be getting on the road here real quick.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. So, unfortunately, the Wi-Fi was a little unstable, even though they had Starlink. It was very rough, and so we decided not to try to stream anymore because I'm sure it is as frustrating for you as it is for us, probably more frustrating for you guys, but it's really frustrating for us too. So anyway, so we want to say hello to everybody. Welcome so much to the show. We can't get into it without showing you a little bit of faux balcony cam, or at least promenade cam. So tonight, while you're looking at this, we are going to cover the 11 cabins that we were able to see on the MSC Manifica, and we're going to bring them to you all tonight, starting here in just a second. Do us a huge favor. If this is your first time visiting our channel and our show live, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, become part of the Tall Man Clan. It is free to you, cost you absolutely nothing, and it really does help out the channel, and Lisa and I sincerely appreciate it. So we're going to say hello to everybody that's watching us here live in just a few moments. If you could, while we start the show and all the cabins, let us know where you're all watching from tonight, okay? So without further ado, let's get to the first cabin, which is an inside cabin. This is cabin 5063. It is an inside. MSC calls this a junior inside. They call all their inside cabins on this one junior, as well as the balconies are all called junior. As you come in to your left here, you have 3 closets. This side is all hanging, right? So you actually have 2 sides of hanging. Good place for your luggage down there. I'm assuming this will be drawers and shelves and a safe. Nice. As we continue in the cabin, you do have a little desk area here with a nice big chair. There is power. I know you can't see it, but there's 2 US back here and 2 European. We don't want to touch those towels. They're new. You do have a hair dryer, right? The lights are on a separate switch. Over here, there's also a little stool and a mini bar and a TV that you can see. Nice big dressing mirror. Now this is actually a triple, right? So the bed is on the side. Now, people were wanting to see what it looks like with the beds down. Since it's almost down, I'll put it all the way. Now, let's imagine you're in here with 4 people. Now, this one's just a trio. But we've been in quads before where they're on the wall and the beds are up and people want to see when they're down. This is what it looks like. So imagine you're 4 single people. This bed's on this side, this bed's on this side, and you have the beds on top. So it kind of becomes almost like bunk beds. You're not going to be able to sit up. You're going to have to roll in and out, if that makes sense. Okay? Now, if you're having it together as a king on the bottom, but you still have 2 beds here, you have to kind of get into the middle and roll over a little bit. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's what inside quads look like, as well as a quad ocean view. It would be the same. Now, again, this one's not a quad. This is just a triple, right, for 3. But we've had people ask us about the quads, and so we wanted to show that to you. All right, let's look at the bathroom. So you have a stand-up shower, good size. All right, well, I'll actually give the camera to Lisa here, and we'll have her. I'll grab into the shower so you can see. So it's good height, right? For my height, I'm 6'4". You wouldn't want to be any more than 6'7" in here. You'd have to duck. The toilet itself, sorry about that. The toilet itself is also in a great place for someone my height. As well as width, because this is a curtain, my shoulder's able to dip sort of into the shower and use that space. So if you're a little more on the fluffy side, this is good too. So definitely good for the tall fluffy. All right, across from me, single basin sink. You got 3 glass shelves, mirrors, there's some power. There's no makeup mirror in here, okay? So other than that, it's pretty good. I would say for an inside cabin, this is about what inside cabins look like 14 years ago. The newer ones seem to be a bit bigger, but this is what they look like about 14 years ago. We were just in a cabin like this on a different ship, and we had no problems at all. So long as you're not claustrophobic, now that doesn't bother me. But yeah, the mirrors help out a lot.
Yeah, they do.
All right. All right. Let us know what you think. All right, there you go. So there's your inside cabin, and we'll get to all your comments in a minute. But happy birthday, Katie.
Happy birthday.
At Gladbag. Happy birthday. All right, so let's look at a deluxe ocean view. I'm about to say obstructed in the video. It is not. This is just a regular ocean view. This is cabin 5025. This is a deluxe ocean view, obstructed. So when you first come in, I went right by the closets right there. Lisa will open those up for us. All right, so this area here, there's two of them, with shelves and a safe.
And this is hanging.
Nice safe. All right, and that side is just hanging. Ooh, lots of hangers. I like the hangers.
Yeah.
Big hangers. Okay, place for your luggage down beneath. And you come in, so these are set up in twins. And so a lot of times people are like, what do they look like with twins? So they take the nightstands, which are normally on the outside, put them in the middle, and then you have a bed left and right. Right? Nice, big picture window. Well, I guess I'd call it a large porthole. Picture windows would be more square, I guess. All right, there will be no power by the bed. Okay, over here by the TV area, you do have 2 European power, 2 US power, little desk. There's some chairs here which are nice with a little table. And that's also a little stool where you put your foot on there. Nice TV. And then of course we have your mini bar right here, which is currently locked. And there you go, hair dryer. All right, let's take a look at the bathroom. Turn the lights on. So we'll give this to Lisa. That toilet is in a great place, guys. Again, I'm 6'4", and so at someone at my height, there's plenty of room. Now, because this is a curtain and not glass, you're able to use the space, right, if you're on the toilet. So if you're tall and fluffy, this is great. Directly across, you have your sink area. Nice one-piece sink, 3 glass shelves. There is some power up here. There's no makeup mirror, but you do have a soap dispenser. The shower is at a good height because it's floor level, right? So I have no problem in here with my height. Now, I wouldn't want to be too much taller. You could be 6'7" max before you're having a duck. Shampoo and conditioner in here. So yeah, pretty good. Not bad for a ship that was built in 2010. I mean, it's not all that old. It's 14 years old, but yeah, it looks in pretty good shape, right? And it's a good size. Let us know what you think. Again, I know I said obstructed when I walked through the door, but as you could tell looking out the porthole, it was not obstructed. So that was your regular ocean view. But we did get an obstructed ocean view, which is next. This is cabin 8039. This is a deluxe obstructed ocean view. This particular cabin is a quad. We were talking about that on an inside cabin, so this is what it looks like with the other 2 beds. We don't want to disturb this room because it's already clean already, but you can get an idea of what the 2 beds on either side look like. Since we're already down here talking about the bed, we'll continue. So these are 2 twins, excuse me, that can either be pushed aside, and the 2 nightstands would then come in the middle. You've seen that before, or it can be 1 king together. Of course, as you see, there are 2 upper beds in this particular cabin. If it doesn't sleep 3 or 4, those are not there. Only cabins that are classified and set up for this. Not all of them have that, just so you know. Right? It is obstructed, so I don't know if you can see. It's hard because it's been raining, everything's a little wet, but you're looking at sort of the top of the lifeboat area here. Okay? Not bad as obstructed goes.
No.
All right, so you do have a couple chairs here, which are nice, especially when they're together. It's like a little love seat. Right. Right. Across from that, there's a little stool. There's a hair dryer. It's sort of a little desk area. Power, you have 2 European, 2 US. There is a light here, nice TV. You also have a mini bar, which is currently locked. Up here by the front door, you have 4 closets. One side is going to be all shelves. This side is going to be all drawers and your safe. Over here, you have you've got a little coffee table sitting in there, but it's all hanging. Right? And I love the hangers on it. Let's not forget the big dressing mirror. Okay, the bathroom. We're actually going to come in here and then give this to Lisa so you can see me in here. I'm 6'4" if you're the first time watching one of our videos. So at my height of 6'4", as you can see, there's plenty of leg room in here, guys. This is pretty generous for a bathroom, I'm not going to lie. Most ocean views and insides, or should I say cabins built for ships this size, this age, right, 14 years old, the bathrooms are a little bit smaller. This is very generous. There's plenty of shoulder width, and that's mostly because there's a curtain here. I know a lot of people don't like curtains. Not my favorite thing. However, it does give my elbows someplace to go when I'm on the toilet. So for tall and fluffy, great. Across from me is your sink. There's a soap dispenser there. Mirrors all around that you can see. There's 3 glass shelf, power. There is no makeup mirror in here. There is some storage underneath as well. Okay, the shower, let me climb in there real quick for you so you guys can see. There is shampoo and conditioner in here. This would only be good for about 6'7", maybe 6'8". All right, but not too bad. From a space standpoint, this is not bad as corner showers on older ships go. It's not the biggest, but I've actually been in smaller showers, so I'm not too upset about that. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this obstructed ocean view. It is a quad, even though it's not set up for a quad, but at least you get an idea of what that looks like. All right. Since everybody's putting in the chat where they're from, we are currently in Central Florida, which is north, south, east, and west of anywhere else in the world. Okay, so let's look at a balcony cabin. All right, MSC calls them junior balconies, but it's a balcony. This is cabin 8028. This is what's called a junior balcony. Ignore the word junior. It's just a regular balcony cabin. Okay, on the Magnifica, they call them junior balconies. So when you come in, you have your closet. All right, this side is all hanging. Place for your luggage down beneath. This closet here is shelves, drawers, and your safe. Now this, to me, this cabin is reminiscent of the Princess, the Emerald Princess, because this cabin, I'll show you that a little bit more in a minute, does not have a sofa like most balconies these days have. I know they call it a junior balcony, but they don't have a regular balcony. They just have the Aurea Suites. All right, so that is a mini bar right there. Huge mirror across from the bed. You can see the bed right here. It's either going to be 2 twins or 1 king when they're slid together. You do have 2 nightstands here. Love the headboard and the artwork. Looks really nice. There's no power here. The power is right here, which you have 2 US, 2 European, lights from above, a little stool there, as well as a chair here. So let's take a look at this junior balcony, which I probably just locked it. I did. So this is a little bit tight. It's not bad. This is, again, what balconies really used to be. Pretty tight like this. You have enough room to come and put your feet up here on the rail. At least I can. All right, so look out the side of the ship. These days, you know, you get a little bit spoiled with the newer, bigger ships. They have slightly bigger balconies. Just slightly. All right, so here's the bathroom. All right, nice tile floor. Old school shower with a curtain, but let me tell you, it's not as small as most showers that are like this with a curtain. If you see as I get in here, it's pretty spacious. It's not too bad at all. Now, as you can see, I'm almost hitting my head, but I can move this up a little further, so not too bad. I wouldn't be any, I want to be any more than 6'7", 6'8", right? I'm 6'4", so you know. There is shampoo and conditioner in there. As you see, as I'm sitting on the toilet at my height, not a problem at all for legroom. I also have a ton of shoulder room, so if you're a little more on the fluffy side, it's good too, so definitely good for the tall and fluffy. Right across from you, you have your sink area. Right, it's a one-piece kind of unit. There's storage underneath. There's some over here as well, right? Nice big mirror, 3 glass shelves. There's power up there at the top, and there is a soap dispenser there for washing your hands, but there's no makeup mirror. There is a bottle opener if you're going to open a bottle. All right, let us know what you think of this balcony here on the Magnifica. Remember, no sofa. They call it a junior balcony. Don't let that confuse you. That's just what they call the balcony cabins on this ship. All right, just a correction. It's not shampoo and conditioner. It's shampoo and body wash.
Correct.
All right, so you have shampoo and body wash.
Bring your conditioner, trust me.
Where's that picture? Lisa's hair was like, it's hysterical. Just like a fuzzball. Looked like she had an afro. It's crazy.
Bring your conditioner.
All right, so shall we talk about some accessible cabins?
Sure.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Accessible. This is cabin 12025. It is an inside accessible cabin, and oddly enough, it's our cabin. We didn't ask for it, but this is what they booked us into. So we have a really spacious inside cabin. The only drawback is the beds are separated and they cannot be put together. So yeah, that's a little sucky. But anyways, you see from the door there's a ton of space.
Yeah, lots of space.
Yeah, lots of space in here, which is great. We have 4 closets. This side, one is all shelves, as you can see. The other side is shelves, a safe, and 3 drawers. This side is all hanging, and it has some nice hangers in there. And of course, we got our luggage down there and stuff. Okay. As we come in a little bit further, over here is our TV, and we do have a mini fridge. It's actually fully stocked. It's a mini bar. Right. So anything you might want might be in there. Okay. And then we get to the rest of the cabin. There's 2 twins, one on this side, one on this side. This is actually a trio or a triple, so this bed folds down if you want to. We don't need it, so it's going to stay up and it won't be in the way. The desk area, got a little stool, got some drawers on that side, drawers on this side. The nightstands have some drawers as well. As far as power, oh, there's a little hair dryer in there. As far as power goes, you have 2 US and 2 European. And as you can see, there's lights here above the mirror. So let's go take a look at the bathroom. They're got a full-length mirror here, right here. So when you're dressing, see, Lisa's standing there and taking a look at herself. Yeah. Get in here. You know, we're gonna have to see what it's like because I've heard people talk about when they take a shower, the water kind of gets all over. So we'll find out. But you see, there's grab bars in here. There's a bench for you to transfer over to if you're in a scooter or a chair. Unlike some of the cabins that we see that are accessible, there's no panic switch or button, but there is a phone. So if there's an emergency, you can dial 911. Obviously, the toilet's in a great place. If you're tall like I am, 6'4", I don't even need to sit on it. You can see how much space is there. The sink area, you can roll right up to the sink as well. It's high enough for that. There's a soap dispenser there as well as in the shower. Okay, you've got 2 shelves only. Most of the rest of the cabins have 3 on one side. This one just has the 2. And so yeah, so there you have it. This is what an inside accessible cabin looks like. And when we're done with the cruise, we'll let you know how we like it. Yeah, water everywhere.
Yeah, where the shower is, there's a slight little lip where the shower pan is,
Really?
but you got to remember you're on a ship that's moving, so
Yeah.
water is going to splash out. It just happens.
Yeah. So
But they did give us extra towels, and I
Yeah.
think probably for that very reason. So we put the towels all around, and it was fine.
Yep. Yeah, it wasn't a problem for us. So anyway, all right. Let's an accessible ocean view. Let's look at that. This is cabin 8001. This is an accessible ocean view. They call it a deluxe ocean view, so it's an accessible deluxe ocean view. I'm going to come in and turn around so you can see the space as you come in. So there's lots of space for your wheelchairs or scooters. To the left, when you're coming in the door, is your closets. This side is all hanging, and somebody's already been in here. And this side is shelves and a safe and some drawers. I don't want to pan up because it's their stuff. You do have a mini bar here and a TV. Now, this can be set up only one way, right? You're not going to put these 2 beds together. So these are always going to be, technically, you could put a 3rd person in there because there is a bunk right there. As you can see, there's a nice desk here with some drawers, some nightstands, power. You have 2 US power, 2 European power, and a decent big porthole, all right? And again, this is an accessible cabin, so the bathroom door is also wide. It is 0 entry, so they roll right in. All right, as you can see, there's a bench for you to transfer over to. There are grab bars in the shower and by the toilet. There is I thought there was a panic button in here, but I don't see the panic button. I thought there was a panic button. I apologize. Over here you do have your sink, which you can roll right up to. That pedestal might be a little problem, but I don't think so. All right, let me know if you're watching and you know for sure. By the way, there's no panic button, but there is a phone. Okay? All right, so there you go. Let us know what you think of this accessible cabin. The only panic going on there was the the room steward coming in and catching us in there. We had a couple of excited cabin stewards when we were doing the videoing. So anyway, yeah. So what is it with the buffering on us? Oh my good Lord. Anyway,
I don't know.
Good Lord. On and off, it's just us.
Sorry, guys.
Let's look at an accessible balcony. All right, everyone, this is cabin 9002. This is a accessible balcony here on the Magnifica. And as you see, as you come in, you have a really large, expansive space. What's real nice is, I mean, there's a mirror here, but you actually could park your scooter right there if you had a scooter.
Yep.
Or your wheelchair. Obviously, if it's a wheelchair, you're probably going to have wheeled it to the bed. But if it's a scooter, you could park it right here, right? You do have 2 closets right here, which are all hanging. All right, there's another closet in the room. It's over on this side. One side should be shelves. The other side should be, oh, come on, Robert, open it up. Come on, fingers, there they are. The other side is shelves, a safe, and a few drawers down there on the bottom. Next to this is your TV and a mini bar. Again, look at all the space in here, Lisa. It's
I know, this is
a ton of room.
This is crazy.
Right?
That's crazy.
Now, this cannot be set up together. These are always going to be separated, right? So you can either have the wheelchair on this side or this side. Obviously, on this side, you can get access from both sides of the bed. There is no power right next to the bed. However, there is 2 European and 2 US power here at the desk. All right, and you do have a little chair, little coffee table, okay? The balcony, which is nice. Let's see, let's open that up. So there's a little edge, guys, so you know. All right, there's no the ramp is built into the cabin. It's I'm not sure if the camera is picking up. The ramp is built into the cabin. However, there's a slight lip for you to get over. Once you get over, obviously you would have to maneuver the furniture out of the way first, but you can get out there and have some space. It's not the biggest accessible balcony I've ever seen, but you can get your wheelchair and scooters out here. So let's go take a look at the bathroom. This is 0 clearance or 0 entry, meaning you can roll right in. Right, there's a curtain that separates the shower and the toilet. You do have a bench that you can transfer over to. There's no panic button or an emergency pull. However, there's a phone in here. So if you have an issue, you can call 911. Right, there's a toilet, sink that you can roll right up to. They have the plumbing covered up so you're not banging into that. A couple of shelves, and there's some power here as well. So yeah, let us know what you think of this balcony accessible cabin here on the Magnifica. All right, there you go. So there's your 3 types of accessible cabins: inside, ocean view, and balcony. So why don't we say hello to some people before we begin? We'll let them get caught up here. So
Yeah, sounds good.
Hello, Macrina. Welcome. Yes, we got the popcorn pop tonight.
Yes.
Hello, Tuesday. Welcome. Macrina's like 5-second rule. No, I'm not going to pick that popcorn up when it's going in. Hello, Patricia. Nice. Yeah, we'll share with you the recipe here in a little bit. Hello,
yeah.
Hello, Dr. Cherie. Welcome. Glad bag. Can you wish my wife Katie happy birthday? I already did. Happy birthday, Katie.
Happy birthday.
And you're still scared of the ocean? You don't need to be. It's just it's good. I mean, these ships are huge, and all the lifeboats. There's no Titanic thing going on here. It's all good. Bev's like, my popcorn's already empty.
Oh, man.
Hey, Tom. How are you doing tonight, buddy? Good to see you again. Antonio, welcome, my friend. Robert, you're an animal. Did you just get off the ship this morning and you're already found alive? Wow, you must be part vampire. We are, yeah. We got it. We'll talk about it, but we did. We got off this morning.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Harlan, howdy. How y'all doing? Hello, Mama Tall Man. Welcome, welcome. Yep, little balcony cam, of course, and Mamie Radar. So let's see. We sing hello to San Antonio, New Mexico, Pittsburgh, Harlan's in Staten Island, Detroit, Ontario. We've got people coming from all over. I'm sure Ozan will be here in a little bit, and he's from Turkey.
Yeah.
So we've got a worldwide broadcast going on here.
I love it.
Antonio, where I'm at in Detroit, I'm north of part of Canada, believe it or not. Oh, okay. So what are you doing in Detroit? I thought you were in Miami. But yeah, anyway, that's okay.
I thought it was Texas.
He's moving to Texas.
Yes.
He's moving to Texas.
Okay.
He's not there yet.
Okay.
Anyway. Kathy says, happy Friday. I get such a kick out of Lisa doing her best Vanna impressions. She's so good at it.
Aw, thank you.
We've had some practice. That's what we do when we're not on camera. She practices being Vanna. Harlan says, we once took a short cruise on Regal Empress. There were only 3 rooms. I could stand up to my full height on the ship.
Wow. How tall are you?
Oh, well, he's kind of part of the tall man clan. So,
Well, I know. I know.
Let us know how tall you are, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think they brought it. Yeah, oh, God, don't say that out loud, y'all.
Yeah, not that word.
Definitely no polar bears here today. It is hot, hot, hot.
Yeah.
Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Hot, hot, hot. Yes, it is hot. Harlan doesn't like going out to the end of the balcony. Yeah, I just, I don't look. I don't know. I'm afraid of heights, and so I do it very gingerly, but I'm intrigued. I gotta look.
Yeah, but when you're up in on a balcony, when you're looking down, it's deceptive. It doesn't seem.
It doesn't seem like it's that far.
It doesn't.
We were just talking about that. We were up on deck.
Like 12 or something.
No. It was their promenade, deck 7.
Oh, 7. Okay.
Which is about 30-ish, 30 to 35, maybe 40 feet max from the water. But it actually, and I don't lean over enough to see it, and I don't recommend you look over enough to see it. But it's like 30 to 40 feet above the water, but it looks like it's right there. So it's funny, when we're on the promenade, I will mostly stay away from the edge. But on our balcony, I go right out, not that we had a balcony this time, but when we do, I go right out to the edge. Anyway. Yeah, they're all talking about it. We're not going to say, hey, Lori, what's up?
Hey, Lori.
Good to see you, girl. Excited stewards because you guys are so excited. No, it's because,
our B&E thing,
Yeah. No worries. It's not Princess. Yeah, it's, yeah. Look, we're in and out of the rooms pretty quick, and we are, we work with the stewards, and if there's in the room and they're cleaning, we will go find another room. If it's like the one and only room of that kind, we will actually come back, and we will do that. They are just a little partial because it might not be our room. And I can also understand that too, because on an MSC they have some different rules. We'll go over those again in just a minute. Okay. Chris, hey, buddy. Welcome.
Hi.
All right, so let's get back. We have some more cabins to show you guys. This is an aft-facing balcony. Ooh. Aft-facing. I guess, I used to say rear-facing, but now I'm saying aft because, who wants to look at my rear? This is cabin 8199. This is an aft-facing premium balcony. Let's take a look. As we come in, you come right into your closets. You do have 3 of them here. The first one is going to be all hanging, which is nice, and a place for your luggage down at the bottom. This one here is going to be your shelves, drawers, and a safe. Coming in a little further, you do have a TV right here, as well as your mini bar, and a huge mirror that's across from the bed, which is right here. Okay, so this is either going to be 2 twins when they're separated, or king when they're put together. There's 2 nightstands. There's no power by the bed, guys, but you do have a little desk that has power here, which is kind of nice because it is close to the bed if you have a CPAP. Okay, 2 US power, 2 USB. This does light up. I just don't have them on, so there you go. There is a hair dryer in one of these 2 drawers right there if you need to dry your hair. Now across is a sofa, but that also doubles as bunk beds. You can actually sleep 4 people in this cabin, which is really neat. I'm not going to show you how this goes up, but it just telescopes up. It's kind of neat. All right, so this is a balcony, so let's go take a look at it. All right, so it's a decent sized balcony. A lot of the rear balconies that we see now are much, much bigger. But you got to remember, again, this ship's 14 years old, so this is not bad, right? And you got amazing views out the back of the ship, right? All right. And here is the bathroom. So this looks like the rest of the bathrooms. I'll give this to Lisa. So the toilet's in a great place for someone my height. I'm 6'4". There's plenty of shoulder room in here, so it's great for the tall and fluffy. Okay, directly across from me is your sink. You do have hand soap here, nice mirrors, 3 glass shelves, power. There is no makeup mirror. The shower itself is great. For someone my height, at 6'4", you could be about 6'7", maybe 6'8", max. It's a little on the small side, but I've been in smaller showers on cruise ships. It's not horrible, but obviously the newer ones are typically a little bit bigger. So there you go. There is an aft-facing balcony. Let us know what you think of this and the views out the back of the ship. All right, you notice the decor change, right? We've gone from sort of the regular cabins. This isn't a suite, but it's just, you know, a level up in between, right? So let's look at the Oria cabins. We have 3 of them to look at. A couple of them are suites. Now, the Oria cabins on MSC, they give you just some different benefits. But generally, at least with the balcony, which we'll see, nothing else is different. Nothing else is... It's just like the regular balcony cabin, just different amenities. This is cabin 10131. This is an Oria premium balcony. So as you come in, behind the door you have your closets. There's 3 of them. The first 2 are your hanging closets, and plenty of place to put your luggage down there in the bottom. The third one is where your safe is. There's a couple of shelves, and you have plenty of drawers. Next to this, there's your mini bar, your TV, and next to that a nice big mirror, which you can see is across from the bed. This honestly, with the exception of the benefits that come with the Oria balcony, this looks just like the junior balcony. Okay, there's just some upgrades to, I think, the linens or something, and the
bathrobe.
The other bathroom, right?
Yes.
The bathrobe, right? From a space thing, it's exactly like the regular balcony. Over here on your desk, you got 2 European, 2 ES power, nice big mirror that does light up. It's just not lit up right now. There you go. In this drawer is your, oh, not there.
No.
There's a hairdryer typically
Try
somewhere. Right there. Okay. You have a nice little stool there to sit on. And there's a chair over here in the corner. Okay. Nice little coffee table. All right. So it's not a huge balcony, but it's not tiny either. I would call this sort of, from a 14-year-old ship, this would be big back then. Now it's about average. Okay. And so there you go. Looking down over the lifeboats. So you're not seeing clear down to the water. So yeah, I'm not sure how I personally would feel about this. I don't know. What do y'all think about looking down onto those lifeboats if you bought an Oria package? All right. Bathroom. We've been in many of these already for you guys. So toilet's in a great place for the tall and fluffy. 6'4". It's great. There's plenty of shoulder room. Over here you do have your sink, soap dispenser, nice big mirrors, 3 glass shelves. There's power up top, no makeup mirror. Okay. The shower is a corner shower, old school, no glass door. It's got the curtain. I've been in smaller bathrooms or bathroom showers in older ships. This one's not horrible. It's not as big as some of the new ones, but this is not bad. You do have soap dispenser in here. You can't be any taller than 6'7", maybe 6'8", max. All right. Let us know what you think of this particular Oria balcony. Notice the decor change again, right? That's a chair in the corner. A chair by the balcony. Sorry. Oh. All right. Let's move on. We have an Oria Deluxe suite next. All right. This is cabin 9054. This is a Deluxe Oria
Sweet.
suite. Ooh, I said balcony. It's a suite. It does have a balcony. When you come into the right, as you can see here, is your bedroom. All right, as you see, it is currently set up in its king configuration. It can be separated to be 2 twins if you want them to be. Love the headboards, a couple nightstands with lights on it. However, there is no power for you to plug into. Your closets are over here, and so this side will be all, this side's your shelves, drawers, and a safe. And then this side over here, oh, the lights went out.
Uh-oh. You know what that means.
Yep. Uh-oh, you know what time it is. And you've got all the extra shelves down here too, okay? So there is a nice dressing mirror right here. Okay. Across from your bed is this TV and credenza, which has a mini bar in it, okay, and some other drawers or shelves, I should say, okay? And that can spin around if you want it to, the TV, so you can watch TV from over here, which is where the living room is. Now, mind you, it's set up in a bed configuration right now, but there's a bed there, and it's also a bed on top, which comes out of the wall, right? You do have a desk area right here, which is nice. There you go. You probably just have to pull it a little harder.
You're
There's
right.
your hair dryer. A couple European power, a couple US power. They're outside working on the balcony, so unfortunately we cannot go out there. But you see that it stops right there. That's the door that's open to the next balcony, so you have like a little triangular sort of shaped balcony. Okay, here's the furniture for it. Okay, let's go take a look at the bathroom. Oh wow, I'm surprised at how small the bathroom is. Normally suites would have a larger bathroom. This is the same size bathroom as the rest of the cabins, all right? The toilet is in a good place for someone my height at 6'4". There's lots of shoulder room, so definitely good for the tall and fluffy, right? Single basin sink. You've got a soap dispenser there for hand soap, a couple nice big mirrors, 3 glass shelves. There's power up there, but there is no makeup mirror. The shower is a smaller corner shower. I've seen smaller. Of course, this ship is now 14 years old as of the time in this video, and so this was about standard of those times. Now, the showers are typically a little bigger. From a height standpoint, I could be 6'7" max, maybe 6'8" and standing in here. All right, so there you go. A deluxe Oria suite. Let us know what you think of this, and if this would be your cup of tea. We'll see you on the next one. And by the way, that was a thumbs down for the smaller bathroom in a suite and a thumbs up for the space for the tall and fluffy. All right.
Glad you clarified that.
Well, I just want to make sure because it came too quick, and so.
I thought you were just having fun with the buttons.
No. I did what I was trying to do, but it just was, oh, I can't believe it. I'm looking for, anyway. All right, we have one more to show you, which is the Oria Premium Suite. Let's take a look. This is cabin 14013. This is an Oria Premium Suite. As you come in, nice red carpet. You have a little shelf here, it's glass, lots of mirrors, and your cabinets for your closet are right here. There is 4 of them, and it's almost, it's a walk-in, Lisa.
Look at that. Nice.
Nice. Over here, some shelves. Also, we do have a dressing mirror right there too, which is awesome. Speaking of mirrors, there's a nice desk area here. Let's see if there's a hair dryer in one of these drawers. Yep, right there. You do have 2 European and 2 US. And that mirror, the mirror is not lighted, but that area is lighted right there. Okay, so you walk in now to the sleeping area. This is either going to be a king when they're together like this, or they are 2 twins that can be separated. As you see, there's nightstands on either side. I do not see any power next to the bed. Across from the bed, you do have a nice large mirror. MSC uses a lot of mirrors.
They do.
Right, but I want to back up. Look at, just look at the decor in here.
It's nice.
Isn't this awesome?
Yeah.
I mean, for a ship that's the age of this really has a nice look. Right, so down here you see you have your sofa that can convert into a bed, nice TV, credenza. There's a mini bar in there. And again, this is a balcony, so let's go take a look. If I can figure out how to open it. All right, decent sized balcony. Right, you only have a couple chairs, but it's a pretty big balcony for, I know it's called a suite, but it's just a balcony. I mean, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, nice views. We are towards the front of the ship. There's the bridge right there. All right, let's go take a look at that bathroom. Which is right here. Wow, I love that. Yeah, the toilet's in a great place. I'm going to give this to Lisa. I'll sit on this for you. For those who don't know, I'm 6'4", so you can use my height as reference. And as you see, on this toilet, there's no problem for someone my height. There's also lots of width, so this is great for the tall and fluffy. Okay, we have 3 glass shelves over here, a couple cups, soap dispenser. If you're buying some kind of bottle that needs opening, there's a bottle opener on the wall right there. Psst! Budweiser. All right. You do have a tub shower combo. All right. I don't want to stand in there and get it dirty, but I can tell you it's pretty low to the ground. Well, you know what? I'll be all right. As you can see, I'm just about touching, so you couldn't be more than my height in that shower. All right. Hopefully you enjoy this Aurea Premium Suite here on the Magnifica. It's got a shub tower. Shub tower.
Let's butcher a few more words.
I know, right? Oh, man. Mad cow. Sorry. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. 11 cabins here on the MSC Magnifica. Beautiful ship. It's presented that it holds 3,200 and some odd people, but
3,400 according to customer service.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we had about 2,800 on our cruise.
Yes.
532 of them being kids. Mostly well behaved. So I only got into one elevator that had all the buttons pushed. Only once.
I did too, but the kids were there and they were like, "Yeah, we should probably tell you we pushed all the buttons." I was like, "Yeah, you did, didn't you?"
They at least told you.
They did.
They
tell
copped
me.
to their crime.
They did.
And they had guilt conscious. So let's say hello to some other people that came in. We had just said hello to Chris. Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy? Mimi Radar says those towels over the toity and the accessible cabin seem in an odd place. Okay, so it was the same thing in our cabin, and it didn't bother me.
It didn't bother me either.
They were there. I mean, you could feel them, but it was okay.
I didn't even notice they were there.
Well, you're tiny. Sorry, it is what it is. You're not 6'4".
But I mean, they were easily accessible, for getting out of the shower and drying off. So, it was fine.
If you are ever inaccessible, if we want to go back to that real quick, is we put the shower mat in front of the toilet, and then we use one of the other regular towels that covers basically the rest of the floor. And so when the shower is done, we then take all of that and push it up underneath the sink out of the way, because that's what we did after the first shower. After the first shower, like, okay, there's water everywhere. We're going to have to do something different, right? Because, if not, you're going to, like, I got socks on, I'm going to walk in, we're going to have wet feet. So that's what we did from that point on. At least we knew the drill, and it was okay. And our cabin steward just gave us fresh towels every time. It's great.
Yeah, and you're going to want to push them out of the way too, especially if you're in a chair, because you're not going to want to roll over the bumps and folds and stuff of the towels, because there's no way you're laying them out flat.
I think for somebody that's actually in a chair or in a scooter, they're going to deal with the floor being wet. Mm-hmm. As soon as the shower is over, hopefully they're with somebody. They can then take the towels and wipe up so there's no slipping or anything like that.
That's true. I mean, generally speaking, if you're, in a chair or a scooter, generally speaking, there's always somebody with you. But we did run into
that one guy on MSC.
That one gentleman.
On the seashore.
Yeah.
No, the first Seascape. The first trip.
Seashore.
Seascape. The back-to-back. It was the back-to-back.
Okay.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them. Antonio's like, not in Miami yet, but I'll be there in 504 days. 504 days to a group cruise. Awesome. We'll see you then. All right, Harlan, he says he's shorter than 6'4", but you didn't tell us how much shorter. Anyway.
Yeah, well, and we wanted to touch on that too as well, because even though we didn't have any problems, or Robert didn't have any problems in the staterooms, taking some of the staircases, he was pretty close to hitting his head walking underneath some of the steps.
We do a lot of stairs, and I forget what deck it is. It was only one deck I actually brushed. The other decks I was like that close. Yeah. Let me do it so you can see about that close. But there was one deck that obviously was about that much shorter, because I literally rubbed. And again, as you're going down the stairs, they have it's kind of cut out at an angle, but I was still just catching it. So if you're 6'4" or taller, just be careful on the stairs when you have that area. And when you get there, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yes, exactly.
And I'll be honest, we don't talk about it a lot, but it's that way on a lot of ships.
Yeah.
The stairs, you're very close at that, when you get to that angle at that one step that you're in between the decks. Oddly enough, there was somewhere in there, I swear my head was going to hit the chandelier, but it didn't. It was a pretty
I don't remember
chandelier.
you mentioning that
I
to me, so
didn't. I just
wouldn't
kept
know
on
where.
walking.
Gotcha.
Kathy, shout out to Tucson, 107 degrees today. Yeah, scrambled eggs on the sidewalk.
Man.
Woohoo.
Ooh.
Hello, Charles. Welcome, buddy. How you doing tonight, man? Good to see you. Harlan loves the F balconies. That way you could see where you've come from.
There you go.
Well, that's a good question. Would you rather see where you've come from or rather see where you're going? I don't know. You tell me.
I really do like looking out the back of the ship
Yeah.
and just seeing the wake.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's comforting.
It's
to me. I like
relaxing.
that. It is relaxing.
It is. The
I enjoy
noise.
that. But I will also say, just any kind of balcony and seeing the water, and I'm happy.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Antonio, group cruise chatter. That is correct.
Yes.
Antonio wants to know if Patricia's platinum. You turn platinum on the group cruise, so I don't know if you can chatter with you anymore. I'm a pinnacle, and I can't believe I was talking to a gold. And put her on my contact list on WhatsApp.
Oh, behave.
I can't believe they were literate. Unbelievable. Sorry. This is towards the front of the ship. Can probably feel a lot of motion. We'll talk about that in just a second. Antonio, I am steerage. However, I can fetch you beverages. Oh, hello, Lori. I know you've already said something in there, but you're now saying hello. He was listening but didn't see the chat. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Hallie will be with the clan this evening. Hallie to be with the clan this evening.
Maybe it was supposed to be happy.
Happy. Yeah, who knows?
I'm
It's
thinking
okay.
happy.
Yeah, there it is. Happy. She corrected herself.
Yes. Happy to have you.
Mirrors can make the rooms look larger. Yeah, Harlan, and MSC does a lot of work with mirrors. They really do. Inside cabins, ocean views, it really does make it feel so much bigger than it actually is.
Even in the public spaces, they have a lot of reflective kind of surfaces. And it really does make the ship feel larger.
Yep. TLC, Tiny Lisa Clan. The TMC and the TLC, Tall Man Clan and the Tiny Lisa Clan.
That's too
good
funny.
Lord. You guys are killing me tonight. Macrina, we can chat on the plank. A ship that might look appealing is no guarantee you will have a good cruise.
That is very true.
Yeah, very, very true. But I would say this. It's so much of what you make of it.
Yeah, that's true too.
Right? I mean, shy of sinking, you should have a good cruise. As long as the little
No,
things.
don't scare him.
But look, there's more chances of a plane crashing than there is of a ship sinking.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. Anyway, it's what you make of it. We could talk about that more in a minute. Let's just say, remember that. We aren't tiny. We are fun-sized.
That's right.
Went on the Regal Empress, had to walk like Quasimodo. See, he said could. I think he meant to say he couldn't stand up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what I was taking it to be. That he couldn't stand up.
But he says he could.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well.
So, first of all, we wanted to talk about our cabin. We told you we'd give you the sort of full synopsis of the accessible cabin. Oddly enough, from an accessibility standpoint, it was great. There was so much room in there. There really was. We found interesting, too, the TV in that cabin also had audible command. So, like, if I pressed the volume on the remote, it told me what I just did. The TV did. Volume up, 13. Volume up, 14. Or if I changed the channel, it told me the channel that I was changing it to. So I found that to be kind of neat. We've already talked about the water in the shower. Now, this particular cabin, 12025. So 12025. I could not recommend that cabin to anyone for accessibility reasons or non-accessibility reasons. Right next to our cabin was a crew door, as well as other things. So it wasn't just a storage closet, it was stairs. There was a closet inside of that door that was housing some equipment that ran frequently. Now, it did stop at night, so it was much more quiet in the evening. But during the day, I mean, you heard people banging and clanking, and I mean, if you're trying to take if you like your like an
If you're a
afternoon nap,
vampire,
yeah. Well, and this is why we noticed, right? So the first night, we've told you before what we do. We get up in the middle of the night, we go video the whole ship. That's what we do. And, we go to bed at like 7-ish, 7:30 in the morning. When we're done videoing, we eat breakfast, and then we go to bed. And so we usually will sleep until 11 or 12 o'clock, then get up. But let me tell you, the banging started at about 9 o'clock.
it did.
And it was very frustrating.
And
So
the equipment for the spa, it sounded like a washing machine, like standing next to a washing machine. You'd hear the chug, 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 chug.
Yeah.
It was, and I literally we went out because we thought there was a guest laundry or something next to us, but no, it was the spa equipment.
Yeah.
But, yeah. What about every hour and a half?
I don't know. I don't remember the timing of it. I just remember it was a bit annoying. Now, thankfully, again, in the evening times, all the banging stopped because whatever working they were doing, they stopped.
Yes.
And then, of course, this particular cabin being under the spa, those hot tubs stopped working at night because they close the spa. And so the evenings were okay.
Yeah. So, if you are, if you sleep during the night and you're out of the cabin during the day, then it won't bother you. But
No.
if you want to come in and take an afternoon nap,
That ain't happening.
yeah, I would not.
Maybe
recommend that
earplugs
one.
if you like to wear
Yeah, well,
earplugs.
you could do earplugs.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the cabin was fine. It was just the noise, and again, it sounded like being next to a washing machine.
It's the only cabin I think we've ever had that I've been sort of disappointed in a little bit, right? We've been next to some crew doors before, but not experienced this kind of noise level with the other equipment and stuff that was there. And in the end, it didn't ruin our cruise. We're just pointing it out because that's why we do these videos, right? We've just profiled all these cabins. The cabin that we were in, 12025, if noise is going to be a thing for you during the day, that is not going to be a cabin that's going to make you happy.
But it was quiet in the evening.
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just want to make sure we're clear on that.
Yep. So back to, making the cruise, what it is, to you, Harlan. This is one of those things, which is why I'm inserting it now, right? There are some people that noise during the day, it would have literally ruined their cruise.
That's
They
true.
would have gone down to customer service. They would have complained. They would have had their hair all in a tizzy. It would have been a disaster. It was quiet at night. So it's little things. And again, it could be a big thing for some people or a little thing. It's what those things mean to you. I'll give you another perfect example. We've been doing a lot of big ships recently. This was the smallest ship that we have been on in an incredibly long time. And so you have to keep in mind with a smaller ship, everything's going to be smaller. Example, the buffet. The buffet was sort of old school, just sort of a line of stuff on one side and a line of stuff on the other. There was a little bit of stuff in the back. Actually, it was mostly the bar in the back, so it just sort of curved a little bit.
Yeah, they had in the back, they had a kids area. In the middle was a bar, and then on the other side, what did they call it? Like ethnic corner or something?
Yeah.
So they would have, Indian foods or Oriental. Yeah.
The point I'm
Asian
trying to make
cuisine.
is, since it's smaller, there's not as many offerings.
Very true.
Just because there's not enough stations.
Yes.
And so they had a ton of variety, but not nearly as much as you might see on an Oasis class ship or an XL size ship, or even the Seaside, Seashore, Seascape, or the World.
Very true.
World America, World Europa. Not that the World America is open yet. Point is, those are much bigger ships, have much more space, and so there's going to be much more, right?
Very true.
However, they had everything that you needed, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't feel I was missing anything, but I definitely did notice that there wasn't as much variety as we have seen on, again, the Seashore, Seaside, Seascape. Okay. Outside of that, the cruises, like I said, what you make of it. There's some kids running up and down the hallway, and just there's always gonna be something. I guess as long as I don't know what else what little other things to talk about.
Should I mention the carpet?
No. It's Lisa couldn't stand the carpet in the hallways.
I
don't know why.
like that carpet in the hallways. It didn't match anything else, and it just bugged me.
Look, think carnival ships matched from one space to the next.
Well, that's true.
It was as ugly and as gaudy as could be.
Well, that's true.
So,
Oh, that's true.
right? So,
You'll see when you see our cabin decks, and you can chime in and let me know if you like it or not. I thought they could have had a much better choice on their hallway carpets.
Yeah.
Cabin areas.
so now it went into dry dock in 2021, and they went through a big refurb, right? And so I'm assuming some of these carpets got replaced. And so maybe originally there was a little bit more cohesion in some of these things. And when they did the refurb, maybe they didn't do it all, meaning all carpets got changed. And some of the stuff they did change too, it's a little bit clashy. But, the areas, like if you didn't see the elevator and you walked, the hallway looked great, I think. But when you see it next to the carpet that's in the elevator area, ooh.
And it didn't match the murals on the walls either.
Oh, Jesus. God, they got to change out the artwork now, too. So,
But other than that, the public areas were beautiful. The cabins were
well
beautiful.
themed.
Yeah.
Well themed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, from an entertainment standpoint, we could talk a little bit about that. I know we came to you after the first 2 days, so we got to see the first 2 nights. The night we were streaming with you guys, or at least trying to, and I know it was heavily buffering, and again, we apologize.
Yeah.
But we were
sorry.
at the mercy of, the fact that we can even try is amazing. But anyway, that night there were some comedians. We didn't get to see him, so I don't know how he was. But last night there was another show, and it was, I didn't hear the announcement, but she said it was a brand new show.
They said it was a brand new show, and it was circus
something or other.
Yeah, we're bad. Neither one of us caught the exact title of it.
It was coming from the entertainment guy, right? You know how picky I am about the shows. I gave it a standing ovation.
He did.
Fantastic.
Yeah, literally, he was one of the first people to his feet, standing and clapping.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was amazing. It really was really good.
Not like, again, we're going to take Royal Caribbean's Broadway shows like Hairspray and stuff. That's on another level. But like carnival shows, normal shows you go see on other ships outside of the big Broadway productions.
He's talked about it before, and I think the vocalists were phenomenal. I really do.
Yeah.
You definitely had, your standouts, and then you had your weaker, but
as an ensemble singers, like when they were all forced together and harmonizing, flawless. It was really great. But to her point, each individual, this one was amazing. This one, okay. But together they were really good.
But also the choices of the songs that they sang, they were perfect for even the weaker voices.
It was good.
And I told him, I was like, those were their audition songs.
Yeah.
They were really, really, really good.
You sound really good. We're putting it in the show.
Yes.
Yeah, it was fantastic, guys.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Don't miss it.
Yeah, don't miss it. Of course, you've got the Reverend Dr. E currently as their cruise director. I do believe, and we tried to spend some time when we were driving back to Tall Man Mobile here to look it up because, he was a Carnival cruise director. When did that end? Where has he been? And how did he end up here?
And I really couldn't find a whole lot.
We do feel we caught him saying, I've been here 6 weeks. I don't know if it was just a side-handed comment or because normally it would be if somebody was being
a month and a half.
Month and a half. Well,
he said
6
a month
weeks.
and a half.
Month and a half. Well, I've been here a month and a half.
Yeah.
Or because if somebody's doing that as a joke, I would have he would have said, well, I just got here 2 days ago, right? But he said a month and a half.
He said a month and a half.
So I think he's relatively new to MSC, but brought
He's been
his
Carnival for years though.
Yeah, at least 7 years ish.
Yeah.
Right, something like that.
Yeah.
So the sail away, all the deck parties were amazing. The sail away party was amazing. You saw some of the video in the highlights from a couple days ago. just amazing. He's doing a fantastic job, just like he did on Carnival. And it's there. We've said it, and I know a lot of you don't believe it, but they're going after Carnival's market. They just are, and they're working it hard. They really, really are. Their food has come up. Their service has come up, according to some of the reviews from the past. Their entertainment, I just said they're coming up, right?
Every time we go to a show,
everything's
it's
better.
get better and better and better.
Yeah, whoever.
This show last night blew away
by
some
far.
of the shows that
By
we
far.
have seen recently on other ships. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever designed that show, I promise you, had not designed any of the rest of them. Different producer.
It is a brand new show, and I expect that we're going to be seeing a lot more of that.
Yeah.
I really do.
I really do as well. So, well, let's say hello to some more people. What's going on here? I know Justina popped in here. Hey, Justina, how you doing? Welcome.
Yes.
Yep. Let's see here. Let's back up a little bit. Mamie Raider says, love the aft balconies. Yeah, we do. Yep. Just catching up on the bite-sized clan comments. Yeah, everybody's chatting tonight. Yep.
Yeah, I love that.
Yep. So we'll just, Robert will be wanting to work on the group cruise, and we will all be bugaboos. Yeah. So, look, we're gonna have to get some kind of work done, and so we'll have. Look, there's gonna be lots of scheduled group stuff, and there's gonna be lots of scheduled not group stuff.
You know what? And you guys chat enough in the comments that you're going to have a blast, even if we're not, there 24/7. You guys are going to have fun.
Yep.
You're going to have a lot. We're going to have tons of
Macrina
fun.
says Dr. E was a big-time Carnival cruise director and branched out into big-time entertainment, then back to cruise director. So we weren't really able to find much of anything other than he was on some reality TV show
The
on
Circle
Netflix
or something. Yeah.
outside of that. But, I mean, he was on Carnival as... like up until 2022 or 2023.
Well, I've seen conflicting reports. I saw one that said 2022 and one that said 2023.
Yeah.
So fairly recently, he was with Carnival.
Yeah. So
and then he did the Netflix thing, and now he's back on MSC.
I would love to show into some more detail the sail away party and everything, but of course I'd have to turn the music off, and it's just not as fun. But it was a Carnival sail away party. I mean, they're bringing their skills that they learned and honed as Carnival cruise directors to MSC, and they're bringing that whole experience and elevating it completely. They really, really are. So hold on to your horses, y'all. And at the price point that they're selling, they're it's going to be a big thing. So. Anyway, what else? Again, we were buffering, so if we repeat things that we're talking about on the ship, I'm only doing it because we buffered so much. I don't know what you heard and you didn't hear. So we'll talk a little bit about the embarkation process. Very, very quick, very, very easy. This was the quickest we had ever gotten on a cruise ship.
Seriously.
We had gotten there very early on purpose because we just booked the cruise like 36 hours before its departure. And so we had no tickets, we had no luggage tags, and they said just show up early and we'll take care of it. So we did, and we ended up being like second in line. So we get into the building, go through security, again, very simple and very quick, right up to the countertop. Girl checked us in, printed some receipt looking like...
It literally looked like a grocery receipt.
Yeah, but
it did.
But it had a barcode on there that they were able to scan to get us on the ship. Okay? Yep, thank you very much. So so we got that, and then we went up the escalator, and we're fully expecting to then sit in the seats. And
wait.
And wait for your number to be called. Boarding group 1 or boarding group A or all the diamonds and the platinums. You entitled people go now. Whatever. There was none of that. It was up the escalator and literally onto the gangway up. I mean, we actually had to stop.
We didn't even go into the room where the chairs were.
No. Well, we had to go through it to go around. But what I'm saying, we didn't have the gimbal ready. We didn't have the mics on. We actually literally had to stop because normally I do the time lapse of going up the gangway again. We weren't even ready because we thought we were going to have a moment to sit down and get ready. No, boom, we were on the ship so early. It was unbelievable. So then, at least on this MSC ship, we cannot recall the other three. Unfortunately, we cannot. But on this particular ship, they wanted you to go to your cabin immediately. You couldn't stay there, but you could stash your stuff inside the closets, but you needed to get your room key. They were already on all the doors.
They literally, as soon as we got on the ship, they were like, "What's your room number? Okay, you need to go that way. Go that way.
Go to your room.
Go to your rooms. Put your stuff down and
Get your
grab
key,
your key and go have some food."
No.
No, food was at 11:30.
Get your key and then go to your muster station.
Yeah,
They wanted you
you're
to
right.
do that immediately before doing anything else.
You're right.
So if you do the Magnifica, just drop your stuff in the cabin, your keys will be on the door, then go right back to your muster station. They'll scan you, and then technically you're done.
Yeah.
On the other ships, it was sort of reversed. You had to go to your cabin, you had to watch a video, then you have to dial a number that they tell you in the video so they know you've watched. Then you go to your muster station and they scan your card. This one, they were playing it in the cabin, but there was no number to call at the end.
Correct.
Just watch the video. We're gonna trust that you're gonna do it, right? So there was that. Dining, right? There's two main restaurants, right? For seated dining, and they only have two seatings. They have a 6 o'clock and I think an 8:15, or is it 8:30?
I think it was 8:30.
8:30.
Yeah, I'm
okay?
pretty sure it was 8:30.
8 to 8:30, something like that. There's no anytime, my time, come and go. There's none of that. First seating, second seating, that's it. From a specialty restaurant standpoint, there's none outside of they have a sushi place. And that is it. Now, you've got your buffet and, of course, some food outlets, around. But we were shocked. There's just no specialty restaurants. It was, to me, it was like a deja vu of cruising 15 years ago.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
Really, really a deja vu. And it wasn't a bad deja vu. I had a fantastic time on this ship. It really was great. And that is a lot coming from me because I cruises.
No, neither do I.
Yeah.
But this one was fine.
This was fun. I had a
Yeah.
great time.
Yeah.
Really did. Yep. So, Macrina says, I think they're after Cookie too. Yeah, I'm sure they're
wouldn't
going
be
after a lot.
surprised, yeah.
We had read a list from 2022 that had rated Dr. Reverend E as number 8 on their list from 1 to 10.
Yeah, that was Cruise Mummy.
You had John Heald, you had Lee, your
Lee
cruise director.
Mason,
Yep,
yeah.
right. Lee, your cruise director, and I don't remember
There's
the
a couple
order.
others. Kindle Fire was
Yeah,
on the list. I
Cookie
think
was on there.
Yeah, Cookie was on there.
The Scotsman was on there.
Yep.
A couple others. It was just the top 10, but he was number 8. So, yeah. Dr. E was gone since COVID. I think he left before Matt. And it was funny because that's what I was thinking, that maybe it wasn't he left before COVID, but during COVID, everybody had to go find something else to do. Right? Your bills don't stop. Right, and just like us, we work in live events, and when the live events went away, we're like, now what? The bills aren't going to stop. Fortunately, our creditors did work with us a little bit for the first handful of months, and by that time, we found something to do. But I'm sure he found something else to do, and then along comes MSC and goes, probably, come on, man, we need your help. And,
I totally believe that.
and he probably went,
Yeah.
come on, a little more. Come on. A little more. That's good. Where do you want me?
I can actually imagine
Yeah.
that happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
And along came the singing.
Yeah.
Double
Yeah.
tizzy. Out. Okay.
He does like to sing.
He does. Harlan wants to know, did you have to watch the safety video in the stateroom? I mean, they ask you to, but there's no way that they know if you did or you didn't, because you don't have to dial the number like you did on the seashore, seaside, seascape. The reality is this: know where you're supposed to go. Right? If there's an emergency, know where you have to go. Bring your life jacket. Don't bring your life jacket. In the end, it doesn't matter. They have them on the lifeboats or near the lifeboats. Okay, so but typically they tell you bring your life jacket with you. Don't wear heels. Wear sneakers.
Wear
get your
warm
meds.
clothing, bring
warm
your meds,
clothing,
yeah.
right? And go to your muster station. So anything else? How to put it on? It doesn't matter because there's gonna be crew personnel there to make sure you're high and tight. Okay, but the reality is just make sure you know where to go.
Exactly.
That's what's most important.
Yeah.
Nope, we don't eat sushi either. So yep.
No, we typically stay away from seafood.
He wants to know if you could get something to eat late. Absolutely. They had the pizza going until I think 2:00. Pizza was up and running. And pizza was on, God, I think the port side towards the back of the ship. It's either
Yeah, port side.
towards the back of the ship. Yeah, it was
No.
port side.
No,
One or
starboard.
the other. It doesn't
It was
really matter.
starboard.
But it's towards the back of the ship in the buffet area. So,
Yeah.
okay. Yes, the Flying Scotsman. Exactly. Again, I don't remember. I just Flying Scotsman. Don't remember his real name. It's. I don't want it to sound rude, but there are people that truly get attached to the cruise directors.
Yeah.
And now, and more so because I think of the social media with Instagram and TikTok and this, that, or whatever, they've become bigger personalities than just cruise directors, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
But coming from the entertainment industry, I thank them and I walk. I don't remember their names the minute I'm off the ship. And I don't mean that to be rude or disrespectful. They didn't do a good job or whatever, but they're just doing their job. And they do it well,
They do.
right?
But in the end, they're just people. I
The-
mean, just
yeah.
like us. They're just
They're
just people.
They're just people,
And-
which have a great skill,
amazing skills.
amazing skills, and
Yes.
it's right. So
Yeah.
it's no different. Like I'm up on. I have.
But that being said, neither one of us get starstruck.
No.
Neither one of us.
Well, it's because I've been an entertainer and hung out with some really big name people.
Well, and I used to work in a really large hotel, and I met
Yeah.
lots of big people as well, and I don't know, I've never gotten starstruck.
One of my favorite incursions, if you will, is I got to babysit James Earl Jones. I was working actually for Disney at the time. This was years and years and years ago, and they always assign these people that come in a handler. That's what they're called, handlers. And their handler for him that day called in sick. Something happened. I don't know. And the function that I was there to perform put me in the same place at the same time with him all day long. So they just asked if I'd just kind of hang out with him and make sure he had everything he needed. And he was just a hoot, that guy, just hanging out, just chit-chatting. And, man, hanging out with Darth Vader was great. Fantastic. Yeah.
He does have a great voice.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
And something I learned that I had never known when I was there is he was giving a speech to a lot of the kids that were part of the ceremony that he was part of. And he grew up with a horrible speech impediment, a major stuttering problem, which he worked years on. And so I just found it so intriguing that here's probably one of the most quintessential voices of our time, most recognizable voices of our time, and he's a stutterer.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I just found that amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, musician, actors, comedians, you name them, sitting and having dinner with so many people, so many names, from Commodores
and
to...
unless you make that connection,
Yeah.
if you make the connection, then that's great. Then they're friends, but just to meet, stars, and
Yeah.
they've got their own lives.
Yeah, it's
and
when you're not on stage. A lot of these people are look, first of all, they're just normal people,
Yeah.
right? But they have a skill set. It's no different than a doctor. You have a special skill set. An accountant, you have a special skill set. And so their office is standing on a stage with a microphone or whatever, or in front of a camera acting. That's their skill set. And trust me, they all find it as interesting as you find them interesting. They find it interesting that you find them interesting. I don't know how else to explain that. And especially, I think it is for a lot of musicians, right? That, are just normal guys playing in a garage, and all of a sudden they create a song that goes big, and they're on a tour in front of 10,000 people and then 20,000 people, and all of a sudden they're playing stadiums. They're going like, what the heck happened? Right? And yeah, anyway. Macrina's like Chris Williams. Yes, the Flying Scotsman. Chris Williams. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, some cruise directors are very good, others are not. I would agree with that 100%. Which is why sometimes it's unmemorable as well.
Yeah.
They do their job and great, off you go.
Well, in Carnival, the cruise directors, they are so out there, and when I say out there, I don't mean like woo. I mean
they're in the public
available.
eye. They're in the public eye.
They're always available. They're always in the public, and they're so approachable. But some of the other cruise lines, there's been ships that we've been on that I don't think we even heard him or saw him or her.
Saw or
yeah,
him or her.
We don't even know if it was a male or female who was our cruise director. We have no idea.
Yeah,
but because their presence is, they're just not.
Oddly enough, on the Seascape, there was a unique 4 different voices we heard on the intercom doing the announcements. There was 2 different voices on the second cruise. Now, I don't know if there's a changeover, but they were different people. Now, I don't know who was who, right? And because we stream with you guys around 9 o'clock, we've gotten into this rut of not getting to see the shows, which that would be the time you would see them because they're out introducing the shows. As opposed to, like she was talking about the Carnival cruise directors, they're out doing some of the events, and they're all over the ship all day long.
Yes.
There was a couple of the Royal Caribbean cruise directors. We never saw them.
Never
saw
one time.
Them. But
anyway. like on Carnival, we were just sitting there doing our live show and on the celebration, and Lee Mason just
jumped in
right behind us,
Yeah.
like, hey, what's going on?
So we're live. He's like, hey, everybody, and gone just like that, right? So
yeah.
Anyway. Antonio says, did you get him to say, Robert, I'm your father? No, I did not. But see, that's another interesting thing. When you're backstage and you're from that industry, there's not a lot of that.
No.
There's not a lot of, can I have your autograph? There's not a lot of, especially back in the day working for Disney, actually frowned on. You actually can't ask. It was a thing. It was a rule and regulation. You cannot do that. But post Disney and being backstage, in the arenas and the stuff that I do, you just don't do that. Yeah. It's just an understood rule in the industry. And so, like I said, I have forgotten more of the people than I remember that I've hung out with. It's just is what it is. So anyway, Harlan says Richard Todd, quarterback for New York Jets. He was also a stutterer. So was entertainer Mel Tillis. I remember Mel Tillis. Yeah, I'm not sure about Richard Todd. That's not ringing a bell. Again, in the back of my brain that he was a stutterer.
But Mel Tillis, he was stuttering even when he was in the public, when he was in acting, yeah. But James Earl Jones, you would not know that.
No, you would never know. Unless he told his story to you. Yeah. All right, anyway, back to the ship. Squirrel. Right. So we were talking about the entertainers, which is how we got here. The atmospheric entertainers, the bands, the shows. The first 2 shows, you guys will enjoy them. I just didn't. But the third one,
enjoyed them.
Fantastic. That
Don't
circus
miss
something
that
or other.
circus something or other.
Right. And so whether you're doing the Magnifica or getting on any of the other U.S.-based MSC cruises, expect to see some changes, right? Anybody that's going on in the next handful of weeks, right, you're going to notice something. But if you come back and go on another one in another 6, 8, 10, 12 months, you're going to notice another jump of things. They were also, by the way, they were wanting input on buffet food.
Yes.
They were asking, they had a little QR code. Please scan this QR code. Give us your thoughts about what you see on the buffet. So I thought that was pretty cool. They are really trying and really working to make some different leaps here in the U.S. market, which honestly I appreciate.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
So.
from what I've seen, they are listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Antonio says, I'm like Lisa. I worked in a few hotels and met many famous people. Yes, you never bother them unless they talk to you. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's perfectly fine to say, hi, how are you? But, if they engage you, then you can talk. But I don't know, maybe it's like, the queen.
Yeah, yeah.
But otherwise, then, I just assume they don't want to be bothered. They're on their own time and, that's fine.
Yeah, I was at a hotel doing an event, hotel as well, and I was down in one of the restaurants eating by myself, and bare naked ladies came in the restaurant, sat down, and they were close to me. I said hi when they walked in because I recognized who they are. Anyway, and just a little bit of food. They asked me a question. And anyway, before you know it, they're like, yeah, come on over here. And so, I'm sitting there having dinner with bare naked ladies. It just, great people, right? Anyway, any of you are watching, it was a pleasure to have dinner with you guys. Forever ago, man. Forever ago. Anyway, Macrina says, truthfully, in all the vlogs I've watched or years, I never hear anything about cruise line specific cruise directors other than Carnival's. Never. Yeah. They're
pretty much invisible.
Yeah. So if you go and read their job title, a cruise director's job title for the cruise industry, I would say is completely different than every other cruise line like you talked about, except for Carnival. Right? I mean, there's, it's the fun squad. So yes, the cruise director has form and function. He makes the announcement. He sets, he or she sets the entertainment schedule for what's going to happen and the events that go on. Is the voice of the ship that you hear the announcements of outside the captain doing their little daily thing for those captains who do the daily thing. And that's really how the cruise director's job was.
That's the description.
Right?
Yeah.
But it sort of has morphed and changed through the years. And probably John Heald may have had a lot to do with that.
Oh, I believe he had pretty much everything to do with that.
Because,
he was so unique.
He would come, without a doubt. Because he'd go out and start his shtick and it just changed the industry. And of course, it's Carnival. And so now you watch it, like watching, Dr. Reverend E come out. The first night for the first show, dude, a little less, man. If you're watching this, a little less.
Just a little bit.
Let's get on with the show. Just a little less. He came out and was running his mouth for 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was
it was a little
15-minute
much.
Stand up.
It was a little much. But they come out and they do their shtick now, right? The cruise directors. And then they announce the show. Back in the day, they come out and, hey, everybody ready for a good show? This is going to be great, 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 great. And boom, the show. They might be out there 2-3 minutes. Now you're going to get a 10-minute monologue, right? And so MSC's bringing the Carnival to MSC, or at least that level of experience when it comes to the entertainment staff. And so I'm anxious. In the fall, we're not planning on doing any MSC in the fall. That doesn't mean we're not going to, but we're not planning to do any MSC in the fall. If we do, I'm anxious to see what that next level is, because I'm anxious to see. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Warm, strong, adventurous. Hey, welcome.
Hi.
You're loving MSC. Yeah, I don't get it. We've talked about this before, but I don't get what all the hubbub is about. I honestly, truly think that those who had horrible MSC experiences were from a year-ish or beyond in the past. So, because any of the complaints that we've viewed and watched and or heard from people are from the past. And we don't see service issues. We don't see food issues. We don't necessarily see entertainment issues. I do, but generally, right? So I don't get it. Now, I will say this. today for debarkation, which we'll talk fully about in a minute here. When we got to the parking garage, there was a family whose car was dead and asked if I had jumper cables. And I did. I'm a good Boy Scout, so I had jumper cables. And brought the tall man big truck over there, and we hooked it up. And they were talking. They had a fantastic cruise, but their debarkation was a disaster. And I'm not sure exactly why. And I know what happened because he explained it to us a couple times. But I'm not sure how that transpired. Basically, his family sort of got separated, and their two eldest kids ended up on their own. They didn't have their documentation, and blah blah blah. I don't know what happened. Now, speaking of which, there's always going to be an interpretation of things, different things. I'll give you another example. We had dinner with two different couples throughout our time there. We were at an 8-top. The first night we were by ourselves. Second night we were with there was another couple at our 8-top. The next night they were gone. They put them somewhere else. I don't know why.
Tina and Cleve.
Yep. Hey guys, if you're watching. And then we had Robert and Lena.
Yes.
Join us for the last 2 nights. And their experience was not exactly the same experience we were having. They weren't having a miserable time by any stretch of imagination, but they weren't as excited as we were about the time that we were having on an MSC. So, which gets back to the little things that may or may not bother you, right? If the little things bother you, you may not have fun on any cruise line, for that matter. I don't know. Anyway, so debarkation. So, of course, Reverend Dr. E came on and said, hey, it's time to do your thing. And of course, like every other cruise line, it's going to be about the same. Let the people who are carrying their luggage off on their own go first. And then there's a set of numbers that are going to come, and they're going to call you to let you know when it's time to go. Okay? So, and of course, this was no different today. And there was 2 gangways to leave from. Now, this is a big moment for you guys listening. Listen careful.
Here's a tip.
Big tip, I'm telling you.
Huge tip.
Okay? So when you leave your cabin, right, you got to be out by 7:30. You typically got to go hang out in an area. Now, because people end up going to have breakfast up in the buffet's towards the back of the ship. And so for whatever reason, people end up hanging out towards the back of the ship. We didn't do that. We went and had breakfast, and we went back. We left our stuff in the cabin. Our cabin steward was okay with that. We went and shot a little bit more video, and then we came and got our stuff. And then it was, as we were getting our stuff, it was about time to go. Great. We went down the elevators in the front of the ship. Went down the elevators. There was nobody in the elevator. It came right there. Nobody was in the elevator. We got down. We walked literally right out the door, right up to security. No one. There was no one.
Zero.
Now, the other gangway probably had a line wrapping all the way back into the theater, all in the lounge at the back of the ship. An unbelievable line. But I mean, because you can only scan people so fast, right? 0 people coming from the front. Everybody was in the back. So here's your tip. If you're going to go on the Magnifica, make sure you're trying to leave the ship from the front. Don't go to the back. Hopefully that'll help you, right? So, because we
just saved you at least 30 minutes.
At least to
Standing
scan
in line.
down luggage, boom, in the truck. 12 minutes maybe from the time we stepped off the ship and until we were in our car. We weren't driving it because we had to jump that guy, but we were there. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully that tip helps anybody else that's going on the Magnifica. So debarkation for us was amazing. And this is 2 cruises in a row. The seascape was great. The seashore was great. I don't.
And both of them were out of Miami. I don't know if that has anything to do with the staff. No, it was because it was on the ship.
Yeah, I mean, look,
staff.
see, all the MSC debarkations have been great.
Yeah.
Even the ones out of Port Canaveral. So I'll post a question to all of you watching out there in YouTube land. How is it that one cruise line, I don't care the name, in this case we're talking about MSC because we just got off of them, but how is it that one cruise line, no matter the size of the ship, This was a small ship, about 3,000, 2,800 people this time. But even on their sea size, the sea ships,
The 5,000
the
passengers.
5,000 passengers, how is it they can get everybody off seamlessly with no real hubbub, but other cruise lines can't? I'm such a common sense, analytical thinking guy. The only thing that I can come up with, again, I want y'all's opinion. Leave it in the comments if you're watching the replay, if you've gotten this far. If you're with us live now, leave it in the chat. The only thing that I can think is people are not listening to the announcements and leaving whenever they want to leave. So it's not organized. It becomes a cluster. So if they're saying, okay, we're going to give this 100 passengers this number, and this 100 passengers this number, and this 100 passengers this number, and they're going to spread it out so there's no, massive wait, but nobody listens and all comes at the same time, then there would be a cluster, right? So that's the only thing that I can think of, because outside of that, man, it was just great getting off the ship.
Yeah, it was.
It's usually my least favorite. Obviously, it's our least favorite because we hate the vacation end, right? And like everybody else. But the long lines and the hurry up and the wait and the
queue lines
and the frustration,
Yeah.
it makes debarkation so much more stressful.
Yeah.
Not any of the MSC ships we got off. It's been
No.
so great.
No.
Canadians are friendly. Yeah, they were great guys. They really were. Yep. Macrina says, I am soon awaiting to hear loyalty updates for Carnival. Princess just announced their changes today. Ooh, did they? Yeah, I haven't seen them.
Oh, I hadn't seen that.
Again, we got off a ship, drove up here, had a quick nap, and here we are with you. And they seem, I'll put that back up. And they seem nice for the upper tier levels, easy to achieve for loyal. Well, let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see.
Harlan says John Hield was the best cruise director on a cruise I was on. Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah, we love John Heald.
He's amazing on and off stage, period.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yep. Does MSC go to different ports than Carnival in the Caribbean? Antonio, look, they're all going to do the same ports, man. Everybody's going to go to Cozumel. Everybody's going to go to, Grand Cayman, and they're going to go to Jamaica, and they're going to St. Thomas and St. Martin. The big difference is MSC literally has their own private island. It's not a piece of land cut out of a country. It's an island in the middle of the ocean, right? And to us, is our favorite private island to go to.
I love their private island.
There's only ever one ship there. That's all they can dock. There's only room for one ship. And if there's one ship there couldn't even be a tender situation, right? So one ship. And for us, it was 2,800 passengers this time. Even on the big ship with 5,000 passengers. It's great. The only time that there's a little is lunchtime when everybody runs to the pavilion to try to get some food. There's a little bit of a line there, but outside of those moments, everybody spreads out over the island, which is like 57 acres or something like that, and it is never packed.
Yeah, it's nice.
In fact, while we were there, I'd gone up to the top of the ship and looked out, and there's the far side. There's like a lagoon beach. It's kind of like in a sea, and then the water can go out. And so it's a bit of a hike to get to the back, but there's a tram that takes you back there if you want to go back there. Anyway, I counted literally 2 people that had made the trip to the back. That was it. 2 people on this entire huge beach in the back. Man, you could have been back there doing whatever you wanted. There was nobody there. Just saying. Bow chicka bow wow.
Except for you watching on the upper decks.
But I couldn't see anything from that far. Could have maybe, done one of these things. Come on, what's going on?
I'm sure somebody had binoculars.
Yeah, right. Binoculars. Anyway, so no, they go to all the same ports, except for their private island. Okay. Princess's top tier is 15 cruises or 150 days at sea. Carnival's Diamond is 200 days. So I think this will be interesting to hear the upcoming loyalty updates for Carnival. Yeah, we're, I don't know, we're what, 110, 115 days or something like that, somewhere on there. So we're
something like that,
little more than halfway there. Oddly enough, on MSC now, we're 3 cruises away from their top tier, whatever they call it. So
Gotta love status match.
gotta love status match. Yep. Bev says, not having cruised in many years and only on Carnival, but I don't remember the cruise directors being as big as they are now. 6 cruises, and I can't tell you one cruise director. It's no different for us. We only remember John because we were introduced to him on a personal level.
Yeah.
And so we hung out and chit-chat just multiple times, right? So we sort of became friends. Use that loosely, right? I don't want to 100% commit, but friends, right? And so that's the only reason why we remember John. Outside of him doing a fantastic job, doing his job, he's the only one I ever remember. There was a girl, I almost said Julie, the girl on the Princess cruise that we took. Was it NCL?
NCL.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julie.
Julie.
It
yeah.
was Julie. We were kind of hanging out with her a lot.
That's true.
too.
Because
Yeah.
we were there not just as passengers, but
Yeah.
it was a travel agent thing. Again, we're not currently travel agents, but we had an agency years and years ago, and we were on this particular cruise with a handful of other people. It was a 9 or 10 or 11 or 12-day Southern something or other, and she was a big part of hosting us. And so we saw her a lot, and
Yeah.
we're with her a lot. And so because of that, we remember her name, but I remember nobody else from the past.
Yeah, I remember John because we had that personal connection. I remember Lee because we've been on the Celebration with him 3 times, and he pops in on us. And then I remember Mark Hugh because he was hilarious, and
Yep.
we were always
Well,
harassing
we
him.
interviewed him too,
did.
so
We
we spent
interviewed
some
him.
time with him.
Yes, we did spend some time with him.
His people called my people, and we did lunch.
Yeah. Thank you.
Might as well go all the way. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, become part of the Tall Man Clan. We appreciate it. We really do.
Yeah, we do. Thank you.
Thank you. Macrina says, more employees and better trained. I'm not sure what that is in response to. Don't know. She says, true, Robert, the lack of listening and obeying the announcements. Yeah. I get a late flight and I wait till most are off the ship. Maybe. Maybe that's more employees, better trained. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
about
I
that.
think that may have been too, as far as getting the speed and everything of getting off
Yeah.
the ship, disembarkation.
It could be. So for us, we had nowhere. We weren't on a rush to get to a plane today.
Correct.
At all. Just get to the truck, get in here, and drive back to the RV. And so, but we don't. We just we're given the numbers. So we don't ask one way or the other. Now, if we had a flight, I would typically go down and say, hey, we got a flight to catch. Can you make sure we get off early? So, because we'll leave some time. Because
We've had to do that in the past, yeah.
So, well, just coming off the Forenzi, right? And so they put us up a little bit earlier. But, yeah, after the people that are carrying their luggage off are out of the way, for some of the cruise lines, it does get a little bit easier. But for others, it doesn't. It just stays crappy the whole way. I don't know. Look, this was a 4-day cruise. There's not a lot of people who checked their luggage in because it was 4 days, for Pete's sake. And the only reason we did was because we can only, everything we carry, we've told you this before, is all of our equipment. And we've got no room for clothes and anything else, so we checked the bag in. But if it wasn't for that, I'd just have that little roll on and we're done.
The funniest thing, though, because our big suitcase was much lighter than our bag with the gear, the small bag with the equipment.
Yeah, it was. Bev says, I'm interested in seeing what the MSC itineraries will be on the West Coast next year. Will they do coastal cruises like Princess does, or only Mexico? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. But
Another thing I'm looking forward to seeing.
But like anything else, there's the laws in this country, if you will, regarding the Jones Act. I think it is. They're going to have to touch a foreign country,
Yes.
right? Because if not, they're going to be in trouble.
That is a requirement. They have to touch foreign soil.
They have to touch foreign soil. Period. If you're on a cruise, if you're on a closed loop cruise going from Long Beach back to Long Beach, one of the ports is going to be Mexico. It's got to be, or it's going to run up and hit Canada and come back if they're doing the coastal thing. And so it's all they can do. And so if it's going to stay to be 7-day cruises, you're going to have your Mexican Riviera. I'm not sure. I guess they can get to Canada and back, get up to Vancouver, and then turn around and come back, right? So, yeah, we'll see. We will see. The cruise director I remember from my early cruises was Chris the Donkey Salazar. Okay, there you go.
I think he was on that top 10 list too.
Harlan's like,
pretty sure.
subscribed and even hit the like button.
Ah, yay, thank you.
We appreciate you. We really do.
Yes,
We appreciate all the Tall Man Clan. Every single one of you. We really
Absolutely.
do.
And all those thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
And the family that we helped jump your car today, if you're watching, hopefully you made it home safe.
Yes.
We gave them one of our little stickers. We said, okay, the payback for jumping is you got to subscribe and you got to watch our videos. So I walk away. I come back, I don't know, 60 seconds later, and I feel bad. We didn't even get their names, but
No.
the mom was like, I just subscribed. I was like, well, you could have waited till you got home. Macrina says, people cruise for different prios or whatever, for gamblers, drinking, eating, excursions, experiences, etc. They may not know the cruise directors, but people who want to have fun, the laughs, more likely will know the cruise directors. Yeah, I would agree with that 100%, right? So, like you said, if you love to go to the shows, or you love to go see the comedians, typically, or at least for the big shows, it's the cruise director that's going to announce them, right? On all the ships. They're going to be there, they're going to do that. But I would also think there would be, like, the junior entertainment staff, if you will, could do with the announcements. It doesn't always have to be the cruise director. On Carnival and now MSC, it seems like it's always the cruise directors that are announcing all the big things.
Yeah, it seems to be the big shows, yeah.
Or leading the big events. Like Dr. E, he was out in front of all the deck parties.
Yes.
Yep.
He was leading the conga line, I think.
Yeah. He was teaching the dance steps,
He
or
was.
doom, right? So
he was literally holding a dance class.
priorities. That's what I thought you were talking about, Macrina. People cruise for different priorities. Absolutely. Yep. So, and that's that also comes full circle to making the cruise for you, right? Cruise the way that you want to cruise. Do you want to do everything, or do you want to do nothing, right? Are the little things going to bother you, or are you just going to let them go and move on? And so everybody's going to have a different experience, even within the same ship, all the time. If you took all 2,800 people that were on the ship, talked to them all individually, you probably have 5 different experiences that they all sort of go into, maybe 4. I can't even think of them. Some are going to have a fantastic time. Some are going to have, the cruise was great, but debarkation sucks, like that family, because they had some troubles there. Some people like, I hate the food. Some people, I love the food. When it comes to excursions, to me, just excursions are excursions. I don't care what cruise line you go to. If you're going to ride a horse, it's going to be the same horse no matter which cruise line you're on.
And I think almost everything that you were talking about, with maybe the exception of disembarking, is they're all subjective.
They are.
Every one of those are subjective. So what
To
one
how
person
you like
likes-
to cruise, yeah.
Yeah, what one person likes, somebody else is not going to like.
Yeah, we are enjoying the crap out of the food on MSC, especially the pizza. Gotta have the pizza. Maybe that doesn't fit somebody else's taste buds. I couldn't understand why. We don't have complicated palates. We enjoy normal foods, and we enjoy exquisite foods.
Thank you.
We enjoy their food, especially their roasted tomato soup on the first night.
Oh, it is so good. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Did you get any footage of Dr. E and his antics? A little.
He made the highlight reel.
Yeah.
We got. Robert was his shadow for a while there.
Yeah. Here, hang on, everybody.
And we were doing something. One of the videos, I can't remember what. We were doing some kind of video, and he came on the announcements during our video.
Yeah.
It had to have been the public decks.
Here are the highlights that I'd shown that you probably didn't get to see because it was buffering. Here you go. Oh, you're kidding me. What? Where'd it go?
It says file not found.
How could it not? Oh, you know why? Because we were doing cruise show. Here we go.
So here we go again, it's no surprise. 'Cause we know better than to roll the dice. So take this love and try to make it new. You can't fight it when it feels so true. You drive me crazy like no one else. The final
All right, there he is right there. So I stood right behind him to the right, and this was at the very, very beginning of the welcome party. So he was sort of introducing the dancers, and then the fun staff comes out. So here, I'm going to let it go a little bit.
moment before I lose myself. And it's no
So there's his fun staff,
use working 9 to
entertainment crew, whatever you want to call them.
5. If you want more,
And if you look to the left of the screen, you see the little character. He's standing right there with the character. He is literally leading all of the dancing.
to stay alive. So come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand,
There he is again.
I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. So come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light, oh. I just wanna be your Superman. Come fly with me, just take my hand. And now that we are cruising in mid-flight, you better watch out for the kryptonite.
I don't know if you can catch him there. He's right there, almost in the center of your screen in a blue shirt. This was the Caribbean night. This was before the pouring started, which interrupted the party in a big way.
Come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night, we're dancing. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light, oh.
Anyway, so there you have it. Yeah, I got a lot more of his antics, but for highlight purposes, you get a couple seconds of it. But we did capture a lot of his stuff. He, again, hosted the white party, and again, out in front, doing the dancing, and yeah, so he was a big part of the fun for the ship, and so deserves every bit of it. Everybody's, it's time to play the music. There you go, Macrina. Dance, Bev, and everybody dancing. Sway. Yeah, it's a copycat of all of it. Man, every ship we've been on, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to throw Virgin in there, but everybody seems to have a white party. Everybody has a Caribbean party. Everybody has some kind of sail away party, right? And so I don't want to say they're copycats. It's just, respectfully, it's about the same activities on every single cruise line you go to. The difference is the cruise director and what they turn those parties into. So, Macrina, to your comment, Dr. Reverend E, Carnival cruise director for 7 years. That's his training. That's what he knows. That is why MSC hired him. So he is bringing that experience to the same parties that, again, every ship has, but that fun,
Just elevating it.
that fun experience that you would have on a Carnival ship at that white party or that Caribbean party or that sail away party, even though the other ships have it, it's at a different level on Carnival. It just is. Right.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Anyway, so yes, that is the copycat part of it. Just that level of entertainment, as opposed to, yeah, we're just gonna have a party and play some music and blah, blah, blah. They're gonna take it to the extreme and get you partying hard. And this ship did, man. The ship did.
It was a fun-loving crowd.
It was.
And it wasn't like they were rowdy or obnoxious or rude. Everybody was just having fun.
Yeah, it wasn't a drunk fest.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't.
No, not at all.
No.
So there you go. All right, everybody. So wrapping this up here in the next couple of minutes with you guys. Started off with 11 cabins. If you joined us late and didn't get to see them, go back to the beginning. We were able to capture every single cabin type that this cruise line sells for this ship, from insides to accessible to the suites. If you didn't notice, there was no mention of Yacht Club. This ship does not have the Yacht Club. The Yacht Club part of MSC ships started with the C-class ships. I don't know what they call them. I call them the C-class ships.
This ship does have a deck, a top 16.
It's called the Top 16.
Which the Aria
guests are only able to use.
Can use, correct.
Right? It's like a solarium. On the Seashore Seaside, it was the Aria Suites and Yacht Club could use the top night. They call it the top, whatever the top deck is. So it's either going to be top 16, 17, 18, 19. Well, actually not 17 because there's no 17 on MSC ships, but there's been top 19, there's been top 18, this was top 16. Okay. It's a private solarium area. There's a bar up there. Some of the ships have a hot tub or a small pool. I don't think this one did. It had hot tubs and a bar. We got up there. We're going to bring it to you in another night. We'll be back again tomorrow night, guys. we have more of the ship to show you.
Yeah, we do.
We just couldn't show you why we're on the ship because it was buffering too much. So tomorrow night we'll show you the Lido deck. All right, it's not, they don't call it the Lido, but you know where the buffet is and the pools and all that stuff. So we'll have that for you tomorrow night. So there's that. Oh, Macrina wants to see the group video. The group. Guys,
yeah.
I don't want to play this to death, and we're sort of late in playing it, but if you're new to our channel and you have subscribed, thank you again. But we are going to be having a group cruise. So if you are like, start watching, you really fall in love with us, and you just want to come hang out with us, great. Come and hang out with us. We're having a group cruise in 2025, and here's a little bit of info on it.
Come join us November 8th, 2025.
There'll be meet and greets,
Parties.
pineapples.
Ducks. And of course, the live shows.
Don't miss our first ever group cruise. We'll see
you
you on the horizon. Yes, there will be. Yes, Lori, the mascot is still here.
Yes, we still have it.
Antonio was at, if I saw Danny Mac's comment, yes. We just got back. I'm going to try to call Kathy. I'm not going to be able to call her till Monday. The group department is closed on the weekends. And so even if I ask her tomorrow. I'm not going to get an answer till Monday. So we'll give her a call Monday and figure out how we move forward with more cabins for people. And so I think I got a message from her like right when we were getting on the ship, and I didn't get to listen to it, but it said something about they left us with a couple of cabins. So until those are sold, which we have, so you can book into the group cruise right now. If you want to do so, just send us an email, like it said in the video, tallmanscruiseadventures@gmail.com, and we'll get you in there. Okay. And so, oh, by the way, if you haven't joined our Facebook group, let's do that too. Okay. It's free to you. We post different content there than we do here. And we've been a little bit behind in posting content on Facebook, and we apologize, but just go there. Answer the questions to come into the group, or it'll decline you.
There's only 2.
2 questions. What was the first ship you've ever been on? Put none if you've never cruised before, and then agree to the group's rules.
Just agree to be nice.
Yes, that's it. It's no spamming and be nice. It's it. So anyway, so yeah, there's that. But yes, I did see that, Antonio, and I will find out how we are going to proceed. Again, other housekeeping notes. I've already said it, but I'll say it again. We are not travel agents. We did not set this cruise up to make money off you guys. We have only having a group cruise so we can hang out with the Tallman clan. That is it. There is no financial gain for us having a group. All right. And the only reason I like to say that, not that there's anything wrong with it, but most of the people who produce videos for YouTube, Tona calls them cruise tubers, they're travel agents. And they originally set their channels up to help promote their agencies. And so when they do events, they're making money off of it. Again, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's all good. Okay. But that's not us. Okay. We're not travel agents. I could be. I've had people ask. It's just, we're just not interested at this time. Right. So this is no more than us hanging out. Okay. So there you go. Yay. Tomorrow live. Yes, we will be live tomorrow. Karina says, Tom, you still here? 83 days. Okay. Yeah, y'all are talking to one another.
Nice.
Robert and Lisa, you are the best. Well, thank you very much. We
Thank
appreciate that.
you.
We do our best. We certainly do. And at some point, I got to figure out how to fix this thing. I don't know. That's all right.
Yeah, this is fun holding this thing.
Patricia's like, we have truly turned into a community here. Yeah, and that's what we want.
Yeah, I
Right?
love that. I love
what
that
we
you
want.
guys are talking to each other and
Yeah.
having fun, and I love that. That's awesome.
And look, and I'm sure that happens with all the rest of the cruise tubers, the YouTubers who have cruise channels. The bigger difference is that we do a lot of lives, where most of these people don't do a ton or very little live shows, and so there isn't that interaction that you get, right? If you put up a produced video, that's great. They may have some comments, right? And they may answer the comments, but there's a difference between that and having this
Having this banter.
this engagement and banter back and
Yes,
forth.
love
right?
it.
I know Tony and them do their lives, and Mark and Rocky do their lives, and I don't follow enough of anybody else. I know there's a handful of other people that do some lives, but majority of what we do is live. And we would have been live on MSC last night if we had felt the buffering wasn't going to be too bad, but it just, man, so disappointed. I mean, they had 12 Starlink satellites up there. It makes no sense.
When we tested in the
Makes
room,
no sense.
we had great signal, but it just wouldn't maintain. It would drop out and then it'd pop back in and drop out and pop back in, and yeah, so we were a little upset about that because we thought, oh, we've got great signal.
Yeah, we were
Yeah, we were excited.
oddly enough, on the rest of the MSC ships, the spot we have to do our streams is from the cabin, because the signal strength is the best inside their cabins. In this particular case, our cabin, it was like one of the worst spots on the ship, which I was disappointed because we actually had asked our cabin steward, what was her name? Melaine?
Oh, I don't remember.
My God, we're so bad.
I don't remember.
We asked her to get us a couple of chairs. We didn't have any chairs in our cabin, right? I don't know if you saw the video and we told you it was our cabin. We had that one little square thing, which is the stool that you sit at the desk in. But we weren't it's one, there's two of us, and we need someone to. Anyway, she got us a couple chairs, and so we fully planned on streaming from in the cabin, and so it came the day to stream, and we break out the computer and we start testing. I'm like, no, right, like Home Alone, right?
Yeah.
So like, great. So then we decided we just literally walked all over the ship testing. Next place. This place. Ooh, that's not bad. Let's do it again. Okay, it's a little bit lower, but still okay. Do it a third time. Oh, it's back up. That's right where we're going. The poker room. Buffering. It's, I don't know. I'd like to think at some point we can make friends with some of these cruise lines and they turn us on to the higher banded one. Because you know they have the ability to squash it because they sell two different types of packages. You can have a basic where you get almost no speed, and then you get their premium, which allows you streaming in a higher rate, right? A higher speed. So they have the ability to open it up. Open it up, man.
Just apparently not consistently.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
If you're starting off at a higher level and there's still fluctuations, the fluctuation is going to be higher, right? I mean, if we're starting off at an 8 and we're going to go down to a 4 and an 8 and a 4 and an 8 and a 4, then we're going to have buffering problems. But if you're starting off at a 20 and you go down to 10 and 20 and 10 and 20 and 10, we're plenty fine. I mean, we need 5.7 megabits, people. 5.7. It's nothing. My phone is better than that. Anyway, so maybe at some point we can make friends with these cruise lines and they crank up the speed for us just a little bit so we don't buffer for you guys. Yeah. SS Mother Buffer, part 2. That's right. Just hang on a second. Okay. Sorry. I want to remember. Sometimes smaller groups are better and easier to get to know with each other. Well, absolutely. Look, let's be realistic, guys. We're on for 2 hours now and 8 minutes. There's 20 some odd people watching at this exact second. There was more earlier. Comes and goes, right? A lot of people will stay for the first 30 minutes or so on and off to watch the cabins because that's what they're here to see, which is why we always bring you the content up front so those who just want the content can stay there. But Gina, Antonio, Macrina, Chris, Danny Mac, Patricia, Lori, Harlan, Charles, Tom, Bev, I'm just Patricia. I think I've said that. Warmstrong Adventures. Never seen you here before, but anyway, thank you. Who am I missing? A little one-on-one who we don't see, a ton of.
Danny Mac, Angela.
Yep,
Lori,
Angela. I mentioned that. Macrina, I'm sorry, Mamie Radar.
Yes, Mamie
Kathy
Radar.
P's been hanging in, and Antonio again. Just look, it's all the same rascals, right? That are hanging out here into the wee early hours, if you will, of this particular live stream, right? And as the channel grows, there's going to be dozens, if not hundreds more of these names that are part of the Tall Man clan. The diehard fans, if you will, that are really in the community that are hanging out.
Our family.
And that's who we will see on the group cruise, right? Which is great. And so, and that's what we like.
We're the ones who have fun.
That's right. So, all right. If anybody has anything else to say, here's your last opportunity to say it. Okay. All right. Last thing. Yep. No, we already saw that one. Sometimes smaller groups are better and easier to get. Yep. We already read that one. Yes, Gina. You are exactly correct. You know what we haven't done tonight?
What haven't we done?
By the way, did you notice in our video how that horn was like perfectly timed with the music?
That was awesome.
And that by the way, that was the Magnifica horn in the video.
Couldn't have planned that any better.
No.
No.
You
couldn't have planned it better.
Yet again, literally standing in the right spot at the right moment. I wasn't hanging out. Y'all probably think I'd like stand there and stalk the horn waiting for it to blow. Nope. Not at all. I'm just out running around catching stuff, and as we're pulling away, I'm over the side of the ship, and all of a sudden it blows, and I look up, and it's, of course, I've peed myself a little bit because it's right above my head. Every single time. I've got to go to the cabin, honey. I've peed myself yet again.
Gotta change my shorts.
Just a little bit. Just a little. Little shart. The TMC Rascals. Yes, you are. Love you and thank you. Welcome.
I love you guys too.
Yeah, I can't help it if Fizz or shart. Kathy P says, so many streaming services, so many shows to watch, and I'd rather hang out with y'all.
Aw, thank you.
All right, so more applause. You get the air horn.
I hate that
I
thing.
know, but, at least I don't wear it out.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I'd rather wear out this. God,
Yeah.
I now got to get the others on there.
Yeah. Yeah, you got work to do. We got several more horns we've got to add to our list.
Patricia's like, oh, Lisa, how do you do it? I'm assuming you mean hang out with this one.
Just like this.
She's had 25 years of practice. That's how.
That's how.
And Turner's like, don't worry, Robert. I did too. I had the volume up. All right, y'all. As always, a pleasure. Love y'all. Mean it. You don't have to go home, but we got to get the out of here. Double Chizzy out. We forgot to say Tuesday.